Hey guys, welcome to Discerning the Times Ministries. Um, I wanted to come on today because there's some interesting stuff going on, and you know, as you know, Tucker Carlson it does not work for Fox News, and that's very significant. And I find the timing of it very, very significant. Now, Tucker Carlson was the only person telling the truth on the mainstream media. They don't have anyone else who is totally truthful. I mean, you're going to have Laura Ingraham and a couple other people at Fox that, yeah, they have some truth on there. But ultimately, they're company people, right? Like they'll do what the boss tells them, and a lot of speculation out there about why Tucker Carlson left. Some people say it's because the Dominion lawsuit that Fox lost, which costed them upwards of $700 million. I think a little bit less than that after they negotiate. But and some people say that they didn't want him to talk about certain things. And he probably said, well, I have total freedom on my channel. I am the number one host in cable television. But he left without even having a say on a goodbye episode or anything like that. Just, you're gone, and we don't even want you to say anything about it. And that's what I find suspicious. He's the number one television host on mainstream media, period. As a matter of fact, I think he's the number one in any show, period, right now. That's because of truth. It just goes to show you right there that truth is more popular than what these people are trying to spread. But they make you think that all these other views are popular because they keep being loud about it. But really, it's not the truth. But anyways, I just find it weird that Biden is forced to come out now and say he's running. Okay? And he did that because Kennedy is now running for the Democratic Party, which now forces Joe Biden to, well, they say early, but people usually say they're running a lot sooner than this, especially if you're a president. But anyways, he's forced to say that. Now, do you think for a second that this guy, what he's done in the last 2-3 years, that he has any chance whatsoever in winning? No, not at all. So, what do you think they're going to do? Well, if you just haven't looked back in the last, and I don't want to say history because we've actually built a new history in the last 5-10 years. We've seen the political party of America go to crap. Absolute crap. As a matter of fact, not just the political party. Every aspect of the country has been attacked by liberal Democrats, and they've had their own way. And like I said, I've been saying this all along. They're willing to break the rules. That's why they win on issues. That's why they win politics. That's why they win elections. Okay? Now, but that can only last for so long. People are very, very suspicious about all presidential elections for good cause, too. So just how things go when it comes to win an election for the past many, 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 many years is there's these guys called donors. And I'm sure you know this, but, they get money from donors. And who are these donors? Well, there's special interest groups, corporations, lobbyists, all those types of people. But who really are they? Well, they're the people who run the world. And they run everything. And as a matter of fact, since the virus has happened, they have gotten more powerful and more emboldened. And they're trying to change the world. And you can see them doing this. There's new organizations. There's, the people who have power are the people who run these corporations. And these new corporations, like the World Health Organization and the World Economic Forum and all that kind of stuff, right? So America was a big power, but not anymore. Right now, you can say that they're useless, basically. Now, it's because of what happened in the last election. Biden is useless. He's no good to anybody. As a matter of fact, he's working hard to destroy that nation, to utterly destroy the nation. Now, I want to bring it back to a biblical sense here for a second. Actually, sorry, we'll go back to the Tucker Carlson thing here. I believe that what happened to Tucker Carlson is total crap. I believe that they are canceling out the last person who can actually tell the truth about Biden, all of his family dealings, which have been, the roof has been blown off all that. But who's going to actually tell the people? Nobody. So this is a last straw for all conservatives. Nobody on mainstream news now will be able to tell the truth because no one cares anymore. They're not going to replace anybody with that. So where's Tucker going to go? Tucker will go somewhere, but he'll go to social media, just like Joe Rogan and all that. I'm pretty sure that's what he'll do because he'll make some good money from it, and he'll still be able to say his voice, but it will not be mainstream media. Now, we've known for so long that mainstream media is propaganda in that nation. And it's so bad that it's only come down to one person, Tucker Carlson. Sean Hannity was up there too, but he's proven already that he's willing to flex, especially for liberal issues. He talks a big game, but you can see right through that guy, He's like a Lindsey Graham kind of deal, right? But anyways, it's very important to understand where we're at here. The reason why they did it is because they're going to go into an election soon here, and there's no possible way, not one, iota, it ain't going to happen for Biden if they have anybody on the news telling the truth. And they cannot afford to lose the country. And when I say they, I mean the lobbyists and the special interest groups and, all these organizations and corporations who actually run the world, who have massive plans, okay? And this upcoming election is more crucial, not for us, because we've lost. And I say that in a way that is different than I normally say it, because I believe we're already too far into Bible prophecy for the Lord to turn it around. I believe the Lord's plan is well into everything that he spoke of, that he would not turn it around now because he never spoke that. He spoke of things progressing to a certain point called the tribulation. Okay? Now, I don't have any hope in man whatsoever. So I don't have any hope in this election. But guess who does? The Democrats. They need this because they don't have any spiritual views on the tribulation and the second coming and all that stuff. They need to progress that nation to fail and to bring in the beast system. Okay? So it's very crucial for the Democrats and the corporations to win this election. But they know they can't do it. Do they have any up-and-coming runners? No. And it doesn't matter who they put up anyways because they're all buffoons. They have all showed their hand, and it's not popular views in America. They're just not. And they don't even want to talk about the views. They'll divide and conquer like they've been doing for the last while because they don't actually have any winning political views. Okay? So the reason why Tucker Carlson was ousted is because he's the last person who will actually sit there and tell you the truth. And he's gotten pretty close on a few issues about Ukraine, which is their little baby, right? The American people must know that Russia's losing, right? And they didn't know that American troops were on the ground, but there is, right? It's been nothing but lies ever since Biden has come in. So, yeah, Fox News has been bought out by these corporations. I believe what happened is a $700 million lawsuit was lost. As a matter of fact, they threw in the towel, by the way. They settled. I believe they could have fought it. I don't know all the ins and outs about it, but it's just funny to me how this lawsuit was, settled, and then all of a sudden Tucker Carlson is gone. What I think happened is, well, we know Dominion and what they did. Well, they're obviously connected with the people who did it. So I believe that they went up to Fox News and said, get rid of Tucker Carlson, and we'll do a hush deal on the Dominion lawsuit. And all will be well. You won't have to lose a bunch of money, but get rid of Tucker Carlson. I believe that's what happened. But I don't have any proof of that. I just see things for what they are and the timing of them, and usually end up following the money on certain situations. And the fact that he couldn't come on and say goodbye, and there's probably going to be a non-disclosure agreement, and he probably won't be able to say anything anyways. So it is what it is. But if you look at things, that's how far this world has gone, or this nation perhaps. It's so far gone that it's full-fledged propaganda. I mean, they portray this Biden character as just some angel and everything, but he's so corrupt that he can't hide it anymore. He actually made up the fact that, or the lie that it was Russian disinformation about his son's business dealings. He's the one that made up the lie. He said that it was the CIA and the FBI, that they went all through all of the information, and they all said that it was all Russian disinformation. No, that came from him, which means the CIA and the FBI work for him. So it's crazy, right? Like, how can these people get away with it? How can they continue to get away with everything? Because it's much bigger than what we're dealing with, what we're thinking of, We're talking about the beast system here. We're talking about them building the book of Revelation. Donald Trump can't get in the way of that, And they know if someone like Donald Trump or Donald Trump himself get in, they could reverse it. But they don't look, like I said, the Democrats don't look at the spiritual revelation side of things. You know what I mean? They look at how they can progress their plan with the Great Reset and all this other stuff they're trying to do, the bio stuff they're trying to do, and create everyone into transhumanisms and just all the crazy stuff that they're trying to do. And the big thing, which I think is going to happen, is the next move. Okay, now I'm just going to go into another section of this video that I think feels very important, because it does tie in with this. They can't let election go, because there's something coming. There's something coming that's huge. And if you think about who's involved, the elite of the world, the next big move, it's going to be massive. And I don't know exactly what it is, but it's been too long now. They still have to progress each year that goes by to get to 2030. Okay? That's their goal, to create this utopia world that they have, in their minds, that get rid of most of the population, that get us all into not having any human DNA, who eat insects and who are have CBDCs and social credit scores, and we're just surveilled the whole time, and it's this perfect thing because they get all the wealth and we get to rent everything off them. Great. That is the consistent plan of the globe right now. And they're not asking you about it. They're telling you that this is the way it's going to be. Oh, and you'll be happy about it. That's their plan. That ain't going anywhere, you guys. That ain't going anywhere, and no Donald Trump or anybody else going to be involved. It's going to change that. Why? Because they're willing to break the rules. Now, when it comes to the, thing, they're now experimenting with food, okay? And we know it doesn't stop the thing, and we know it doesn't help in any way. We do know people get sick from it. We do know all these different things. But why are they doing it, right? Well, it's because it's the days of Noah. It's changing the DNA of humans. It's altering our DNA. So it isn't DNA. It's mRNA. So, anyways, they have a plan. The Bible talks about it. The Bible talks specifically of why these elites of the world, the great men of the earth, will be punished. And it's for their sorcery, their pharmakia, which is pharmacy, pharmaceuticals. I can go on and on and on. So there's that aspect of things. Okay, that's why Tucker Carlson's gone. So what does that mean for the upcoming election? You know exactly what it means. And don't kid yourself. Something big is going to come right before so that they're able to ballot harvest again. It's going to be something that comes out of nowhere. Because remember, Biden told you guys. He said there's going to be another pandemic. He told you straight up. He wasn't lying about it. He's like, we're going to give more money over here because there's going to be another pandemic. These guys, they don't hide it. They just tell it straight how it is. And because they just believe everyone's so stupid. I watched Billy Crone today, and his video was talking about Klaus Schwab and all that, and how people in history the governments in history, and not too far off, as a matter of fact, it was just recent, as you know, have experimented on people without them knowing. And this is what they've just done with the last event to the globe. Okay? So it just goes to show you how much they don't care about you. You know what I mean? It's not about us. It's not about globe. It's not about climate change. It's not about love. It's not about equity. It's not about none of that stuff. Okay? They're all lies. It's just lie after lie after lie. And they want you to believe these lies so that they can pass their next bill or get their agenda passed or whatever it might be. They're the snake in the grass, you guys. It's so obvious that this is what's going on. But it just goes to show you how far and how deep we are in Bible prophecy. Now, this might be a little bit of a longer video, but I have lots to say because it's getting nasty out there. Ezekiel 38. Them coming after Israel and stuff. There's a lot going on there. The Abrahamic Accords, there's a lot of coalitions that are going on there. Sudan's now in trouble, and there's trouble going on there. And it's just another player added to the Ezekiel 38 war that's about to happen. Now, everything is set up there. Okay? But, we know how fast Bible prophecy keeps going. But if everything's set up there, okay, let's just check this out for a second. Ezekiel 38, everything's set up there. Okay? All these different beast system things, CBDCs and, surveillance and all these different things are set up there, except for the Antichrist, right? All these different things. And, we were looking at earthquakes in diverse places, weather events, signs in this heavens and all these different things, wars and rumors and wars and, for kingdom will rise against kingdom and nation will rise against nation. That's about to happen, but it's being set up now, right? All these things all across the board, people will go to and fro, knowledge shall increase, it's just, I can keep going, right? It's all spread and it's all in front of us all at the same time. Now, all these events, the big events that I've just talked about, the stuff leading up to it is happening now, right now. But the big events that are going to happen, like the nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and the beast system, the mark of the beast, you know what I mean? And all these separate things that are being built now are almost all in place. They're talking about AI, you know what I mean? That could be the image of the beast and all these crazy things that we don't know exactly. The Bible does not explain in every single little detail. But when we're looking at prophecy, we're seeing things add up. And the Spirit lives within us. If you're a Christian, the Spirit is in you. Okay? Don't let anyone ever tell you anything different. If you're saved, the Spirit is in you. Okay? And we know these things are true when we see them. We read our Bibles and we say, this cannot be a coincidence. And if it was, well, this one can't. And if that one, this isn't a coincidence. And if this one isn't, that one can't be. And this one isn't. And there's 20 of them. And those are just the big ones. Never mind all the little ones adding up at the exact same time. You'd be a fool to think that those are all coincidences. Now, if all these big prophetic events are being built up right now and are almost ready, or are ready, most of them, and we know that Israel was, just had its 75th anniversary, and we know that that was prophetic of the nation becoming a nation in one day. That happened, 75 years ago. And we're still moving on, and all these world wars have happened, to make it all happen. And now we're here, and they're doing experiments on us and all this kind of stuff. And they're trying to change our DNA like the days of Noah and all this kind of stuff. Excuse me. And everything keeps happening. But the rapture happens first before all these big events kick off. How close are we to the rapture? It's got to be close. It's got to be really close. And I just feel it. I just feel that, it's going to be a shock to the world. And after it happens, I believe the Antichrist will come, and the whole world will be glad they get rid of Christians, because the communist nations don't like Christians, because the communist nations want to be God, right? The Western world don't like Christians because they're against abortion and against the LGBT community. So is there any part of any country that actually truly want the Christians around? No. So when they're gone, they'll start second guessing, and there's going to be a massive amount of people who are going to be like, wait a minute, where'd they go? And doesn't this Bible say that? And the Bible talks about, Christians dying in that time, getting their heads cut off because of that reason. And it'll be a war against the ones who become Christians. But that still all has to happen in the 7-year tribulation. What I'm getting at here is we're running out of time. We're running out of time for anything really else to happen. Nothing has to happen before the rapture comes, but I'm running out of time, or we're all running out of time to see any more prophetic events being built. It's pretty amazing. I just praise the Lord, for all this stuff, because it's getting tiresome. I got 5 kids, and it's hard for me to look to the future and say, oh yeah, no, I won't. Yeah, we'll set you up for this and set you up for that. It's hard to plan for the future when things are like this. And never mind that. Think about this. When the food comes out for the mRNA, and that's, being distributed throughout the world, and you're not aware of it, but it starts changing your DNA, do you think the Lord's going to let that happen? You think I know some, have taken it, and that's a big lump sum, and we're living in different times, and true Christians, the Holy Spirit can help with that, right? But the majority of people, like the whole globe, are going to get this mRNA. What is the mRNA? Why do they want us to have it so bad? Why is it something that we need to have when it doesn't affect the actual virus, right? Like, what? What is it? Well, I have a feeling it's eugenics, and it's going to do the job to get people down to 500 million. Now, we'll see what happens there, but I don't believe the Lord will let this one happen, because that's a global event, and the Bible talks in the book of Revelation of certain people in the 7-year tribulation dying, right? And there has to be a certain amount of people on the earth to be able to do that. So we're running out of shelf space, shelf life, as J.D. Farag would say. We're running out of that stuff. So I would just be more encouraged than any time right now to be encouraged through God. Maybe it's a year. Maybe it's sooner. Maybe it's a little longer than that. But can it be much longer than that? If you're really looking at things and you're really reading your Bible and you're seeing these prophecies happen, be realistic with yourself. Can it be 5 years? Maybe. I doubt it. Big time. Can it be 10? No way. And I'm not a date setter. I'm not saying that, but I'm looking at the things that are happening now. Do you think it's a coincidence that all the countries are adding up exactly how they would be for Ezekiel 38? And I believe that happens in the tribulation. You know, like God literally comes and destroys everybody there. You know what I'm saying? The odds, like, that's going to show the whole world that God is real, and that's the whole point. The tribulation is for the Jewish nation. And a few other countries too. Like Egypt and stuff. And I believe for the Muslims to understand, look, I am the true God. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But anyways, God bless you guys. I just want to tell you, I feel it in my spirit that, for one, since Tucker Carlson is going to leave now, things are going to ramp up. The propaganda is going to be thick, and there's nothing you can do about it except for watch social media. So they're going to put the social media group in a social media group and say, there you go, we'll still, censor you guys, whatever. But the normal, Joe, will watch TV, and they're going to get nothing but lies, and they're going to believe it's true, especially when AI, artificial intelligence, is going to be out there switching things up and going to take over, different things and lie to you. And the devil's going to have a grip on that. And man, let's just say this. They have 7 more years till 2030. 7 more years till 2030. That's all I got to say. Anyways, God bless you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.